Imagine standing on the 18th fairway, your son turning to you, and the entire crowd holding its breath. That is the kind of moment golf fans live for. A 17-year-old kid steps up, takes one look down a tight hole, and pulls the club his father used to terrorize the fairways of Bay Hill and Firestone. He doesn't reach for a hybrid. He doesn't flinch. He pulls a long iron, sets his pelvis, drops his right shoulder, and plays the most famous ball flight in the history of this game. The shot his father called "my secret weapon." And then the ball never leaves the ground by more than a foot. It pierces through the wind, lands soft, sets up a birdie, and the kid walks off the green, eyes straight ahead, calm as a Sunday morning. Somewhere on the back of that range, an older version of himself watches with a single tear he will never admit to. This is not a movie. This is not a highlight reel from 2006. This is Charlie Woods in 2026, playing the shot his father turned into an entire era of golf. If you truly love this game, if moments like this make your heart race, if stories about the next generation tying their swing to the last one move something inside you, then make sure you subscribe and become part of this channel. Because what is happening right now in junior golf is bigger than one tournament. It is bigger than one family. This is the future of our sport. Now, let me set the scene, because to understand what happened, you have to understand what almost didn't happen. For a long stretch of 2026, Charlie Woods was searching. His AJGA ranking, after an electric 2025 that saw him rocket up to number 20 in the country and earn Rolex Junior All-American first-team honors beside his father, had slipped. By early June, his name had fallen all the way down to number 149. And after a winless start to his summer, the whispers started again. The same whispers that have followed him since he was 9 years old. Not good enough. Just the name. Never his own story. But here's the part nobody talks about. While the critics refreshed their feeds, Charlie was grinding. He pulled himself together at the Junior PGA Championship, fired a closing 70 at PGA Frisco, and climbed back into the conversation. He showed up at the U.S. Junior Amateur at Saucon Valley in late July, opened cold with a 76, and then came back the next morning with a stubborn, gutsy 70 that put him in a sudden death playoff for the last match play spots. He stood over a 9-iron to stay alive. He trusted it. He birdied it. He gave himself one more chance, and the golfing world leaned forward in its seat. Then came the playoff. And wait until you hear what happened next. He stepped onto the first extra hole, needing only one par to extend his summer. The wind pushed left. The nerves pushed harder. He left a wedge short, recovered poorly, and bogeyed out. Just like that, the U.S. Junior Amateur was over. No green jacket path. No Augusta gate. A kid walked to the scoring tent, signed his card, and disappeared into a tired Tuesday afternoon. That could have ended the story. But this is where everything changed. Instead of sulking, instead of tweeting anger at a golf course he cannot change, Charlie did something his father would have done. He went straight to the range. He changed his warm-up. He called his coach. And he committed, the very next week, to the next level of his development. First Florida State. Then the work. Always the work. Now let me talk about the shot that could change everything for him, and the moment you came here for. The stinger is not just a shot. It is a statement. Tiger Woods turned that low, boring, vicious 2-iron into the most feared tee-ball in professional golf for nearly 10 years. It started with a ping-eye 2-1 iron he borrowed from his own father Earl as a teenager, got refined through a Mizuno MP-29, evolved through his Nike years, and lived at the top of Tiger's bag right up until his back finally told him no more. He used it to win opens. He used it to embarrass players half a fairway longer. He used it when the wind was howling, and the smart play was to lay up. The stinger never laid up. The stinger charged. And here is what makes this story poetic. Charlie did not invent that ball flight. Charlie did not earn that confidence on a YouTube tutorial. Charlie learned the stinger in the backyard, with his dad, pretending they were down by 2 going into Amen Corner. Now imagine the scene 1 month later. A late summer qualifier, somewhere between now and August, on a course setup meant to imitate what Augusta National throws at you. Fast fairways, hard greens, afternoon wind off the pines. A kid who just missed the U.S. Junior by 1 bogey, who just shot 70 when the golf world expected 80, who just proved he belongs, walks into the first tee with a long iron in his hand. That is the visual. That is the moment that would make every serious golf fan stop scrolling. He takes a 2-iron. He gets narrow. He traps the ball on the bottom of the face. He hits a stinger that runs out 270 yards through a crosswind, finds a short grass, and opens the door to Augusta in 2027. Why does this matter? Because no kid in golf has earned the right to play the stinger in pressure the way Charlie has. He already hit a 7-iron hole-in-one at the 2024 PNC Championship at age 15, right in front of his father, thrust his dad into a hug that traveled the world, and proved that he does not shrink when the cameras land on him. He already knows what it feels like to drain one on a stage his dad built. The nerves are not theoretical for Charlie Woods. They are a living, breathing thing he has faced and survived more than once. So picture this. The sign says 2026 Masters Qualifier, even though the Augusta committee prefers the word invitation. Because in our sport, the only true amateur ticket to the Masters runs through the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Junior Amateur, the Asia-Pacific Amateur, the Latin America Amateur, or the British Amateur. Charlie already knows that door. He just bogeyed the handle. The next time it opens, he's going to kick it in, and when he does, every golf fan alive, from the ones who cried watching Tiger win by 1 in 2019 to the ones who never saw Tiger play at all, will see the stinger again. The same ball flight, the same sound, low and mean, the same trajectory. Only now, it is not the father carrying the game. It is the son. And that, my friends, is the moment this sport has been quietly pitching toward for 15 years. Now let me slow this down for 1 second, because there is a reality check we all owe this story. Charlie is 17. He committed to Florida State. He is committed to the work, not the headlines. The stinger is not a TikTok trend. It is a swing change. It is a long tee ball against wind, day after day, for years. The only path to Augusta is not a clip. It is patience, scores that hold up under pressure, and a kid who refuses to let one playoff bogey define his summer. The dream is not that Charlie makes a single viral shot. The dream is that he keeps showing up. The dream is that one day, probably after years of grinding through college and the amateur ranks, he writes his name on a major trophy the way his father did. Until then, every stinger he plays is a chapter. So what does this mean for you, the golf fan? It means you are watching the next chapter in real time. Not announced, not promised, earned. And that is what makes following this kid worth the follow. Which raises a real question I want to leave you with. If Charlie Woods walked onto the first tee at Augusta National tomorrow, what club would you want to see in his hands? Would it be the driver? Would it be the hybrid? Or would it be that low, mean, beautiful little 2-iron, the same one that made his father untouchable for a decade? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me your honest take. And if you want more stories like this, more swings decoded, more late-night golf talk with people who care about every shot, stay with this channel. We're just getting started.